Welcome to today's show. If you've ever thought about going into Canada, well, today is your show. I've got the Swan River Valley behind us. This is a beautiful setting. We're at Bald Hill Outfitters in Saskatchewan. We're chasing big bucks in a rut. You do not want to miss today's show.
They ain't gonna see nothing. We gonna kill all the deer. Ain't that right, Paul?
Can't kill but one, David.
First morning.
You can't kill but one, David.
Well, we can call it all the deer.
We're in Saskatchewan. There's more than one deer here.
Just watch your football game.
I did.
Damn, man. That's $2.
That's two, man.
Oh, God damn.
Holy crap!
Hunting is dependent on passing it on to others. The benefits are way better than you killing the bird or the buck.
Passing It On Outdoors is brought to you by Agri Supply, more than a farm store. James River Equipment, serving the Carolinas with 30 full-service locations. Limb Saver, high-end materials, high-end performance. Battle Box, survival and tactical gear delivered monthly. Tiger Tail, get hooked. Incognito Mosquito, something bugging you? Go incognito. And handsofasportsman.org. Inspire, motivate, overcome.
So this is part one of a two-part show. We're headed to Saskatchewan, Canada. This is a hunt I've wanted to go on all my life, ever since I've been a little kid. There's a twist to today's show, and that twist I didn't even see coming. Well, we made it to our motel room last night in Regina, and just going to take our time this morning and make it up to Binky's place. There's a Cabela's down the street. That's where we headed. We're just going to kind of mess around today, try to get some cool B-roll, and maybe we'll definitely get to Binky's tonight about 8 o'clock. So after that, it'll be on. Has Binky got these in the blind? Yeah, that's definitely a first for us. The world's largest whitetail antlers. 1,158 1/8. Pretty good. So we finally made it to Binky and Carol, and the extra day that they have basically figured into the hunt allows us to just kind of get to know them, relax, look at some bucks they've taken in years past, fill out our license, make sure everything's in order, and we're ready to go for the next morning.
You know, when I was a kid, my dad and I went to Agri Supply every single week. Just the two of us. Now it's trips with my boy that I have to look forward to. Agri Supply has over 26,000 products for your farm, shop, and home, including ag and tillage, lawn and garden, trailers and truck accessories, hunting and cooking supplies, and over 250,000 mower blades, just to name a few. Now, over 53 years later, the company has grown But one thing hasn't changed, and that's the way they do business. AgriSupply still believes in old-fashioned friendly customer service and offering quality products at the most competitive prices. I guess you could say it's a family tradition. Visit your local AgriSupply for all your farm, shop, and home needs, or visit online at www.agrisupply.com.
You gotta be kidding me.
Ditch the string and get the only bow sling on the market that has an integrated hand grip. Lightweight and comfortable design which gets you in and out of tree stands quickly and securely. Goes on and off silently and folds up to fit in your pocket or backpack. The Kodiak Air Bow Sling, new from Limb Saver.
Scott, you don't sit still, you ain't gonna never kill no birds.
These mosquitoes.
Here, try that.
What's this?
It's incognito mosquito. It repels gnats, mosquitoes, spiders, and ticks. You'll thank me later. Let's kill a bird.
Let's go.
Something bugging you? Go incognito.
The Hands of a Sportsman is making dreams come true and providing opportunities for people both young and old with disabilities that present challenges for them to enjoy the outdoors. In short, we're creating an advantage for the disadvantaged. For some, if not all, the great outdoors breaks the struggles of everyday life and provides opportunities we all need. To become a mentor, a volunteer, or to donate, log on to handsofasportsman.org and help make a difference today.
This segment of Passing It On Outdoors is brought to you by Atlantic Kitchens, serving the Carolinas for over 20 years. Contact Mike Dixon or any of the fine folks at Atlantic Kitchens for all of your kitchen and bath needs. Check them out at atlantickitchen.com.
So the first official day I found out why Paul likes to come to Bald Hill Outfitters is because of Carol's cooking. Breakfast is awesome. We get out, we check some of the bait sites, see which bait sites are looking really good, rebait them. The last thing we need to do is go shoot our guns due to our long plane trip. That's pretty cool. We just need one about 3 times bigger than this. We is back here in the woods. So the first day of the hunt, I'm just going to tell you, I'm all about some of Carol's cooking. This woman can cook, but our hunt, well, it was just starting off on a bad note altogether. Well, our first morning has not started off so great. It's about 8 below, and the four-wheelers wouldn't crank, so Colby's drove us back out here to the road. We're going to wait on Binky to come by and see if he's got some jumper cables. We're going to go back in. We've got about a 3-mile ride into the bush to our blind, and we're going to be there really late. So hopefully it'll still be a good day. Deer move all day as cold as it is. I mean, it's super, super, super cold. So not what I'm used to. We'll see what happens. We're here. That's all I can say. So our first morning was an adventure. I mean, just getting to these stands, I mean, it's a long ways in there. It was already daylight. We get set up. We only seen 2 deer that morning. Colby actually checked another spot and it was being hammered, so we decided to pull up, go set a blind up at that site and hunt it the next morning. And our evening spot, it just didn't pan out. There was a lot of sign there, but the deer just never showed up.
Well, we got in here and set up in record time. The four-wheeler's cranked this morning. It's actually warm as 1 degree this morning. We're sitting at a stand called the Stupid Stand. Don't ask me why they call it that. I'll find out later. But using this spot, actually 2 bucks using this spot. So hopefully today we're going to get it done on our second day. Carl had a really nice buck yesterday and passed it. I don't think his temperament will be as good today. I think he's going to pull the trigger. Maybe we'll pull the trigger and get a double in Canada this morning. Our second day. Stay tuned.
So it's day 2 and we're already seeing deer, and I'm digging this spot. I mean, we've already seen more deer than we've seen at the other spot. It ain't an hour into hunt. So all morning, you know, the does just kept filtering in and out. We had one really just borderline buck. It was beautiful. I mean, you just come in, you know, he's lip curling, he's, you know, pushing these does. And Binky actually run all the deer out when he came back into bait. He gave us our lunch. And that's one thing I want to tell you about lunch, okay? Carol will load you up with some lunch. But you know, whatever you want, she'll pack it for you. So Binky leaves, and about an hour later, we start hearing the 4-wheeler coming back in, and Paul's like, dude, he ain't never come back in. I don't know why he's coming back in. So me and Paul were sitting there and just trying to figure out why Binky's coming back in. He rides up and he says, David, you need to call your wife. And I was like, are you sure about that? And he's like, yeah, Carol just sent me a text. You need to call your wife now. So we get back to Binky's house, and I call my wife, and she told me my mom had passed away that morning. And that's the last thing that I wanted to hear, being so far away, especially, you know, when your mom passes, you want to be there. And here I am deer hunting, which she knows I love to deer hunt. Carl shot a nice buck that morning. I wanted to do something in her memory, so we pulled the deer out there and did an interview, and to be quite honest with you, it was probably something that I should have not done. All right, well, we are here at Bald Hill Outfitters with Binky and Carl. Carl, first day and a half, has already dropped a big old bruiser, and we've had a pretty successful trip so far. Binky, these are pretty average, but you got a lot bigger, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
It's just not really cold enough to make the deer move like we wanted to, but we did see a lot of deer this morning. Carl, how many bucks you seen so far?
6.
6 bucks so far. The reason I want to do this interview is we'll have to cut our stay a little short. When I left, my mom was in the hospital and found out she passed away this morning. So I just want to do a short interview and dedicate this hunt to her, because that's what she told me when she left. When I left, she told me, she said, go on a hunt, dedicate the show to you or to her. So that's what we're doing, Mom. You've always been there for me, and I really appreciate it. So thank you for letting us come up. Carl, fantastic buck.
Anytime.
Hope you enjoyed the show. So now you know what happened. This was the twist I was talking about. I've tried 3 times to sit down and do interviews about my mom and tell you how I felt about her and what type of person she was. My daughter wrote a tribute to my mom and actually read it to the congregation the day we buried her. I'm going to use that today to tell exactly what type of woman that she was. I'm very proud of my daughter. She got up there and she read the whole thing and never lost it. And I don't think I could have done that. But Ashley, you done a great job. And you know, from what Mom said, I'm hoping heaven is everything that you say it is, because we'll be with you one day.
Lois Marlene Heitzman, my grandmother, caretaker, and good friend. There isn't a single memory from my childhood she's not a part of. If I was ever down or unhappy, she knew how to lift my spirits and make everything right. For years, she was not just my grandmother, she was my playmate and best friend. If there was no one around to entertain me, she was never too busy or grown up to humor my imagination. No one has ever been so unbothered to sacrifice their time for children. Those especially who spent their childhood around this lady will look back and cherish her ability to be one of the kids. For me, this was riding Space Mountain at Disney World, playing Super Mario Brothers before church every Sunday, and becoming captivated by one of her stories that I relentlessly requested. She wasn't taking me to church, Girl Scout meetings, or softball games. She was helping out someone somewhere. Her needs always came last, and her decisions revolved around making life easier for those she cared about. Above being a character and an expert gamer, she was a critical component to everyone's support system. She never wanted her loved ones to have to experience life at full blast. She provided a buffer by always forking over whatever she had or didn't have to make ends meet. No compensation or conditions required. She was the glue that held things together. All of us have reached out to Marlene, and without her, everyone will be struggling to make the pieces fit. Something will always be missing. Grandma, I know you're there, and I hope you can hear me. As I've grown up, there were many things I did, clothes I wore, and habits I gained that you did not enjoy or approve of. I know you hated listening to Ozzy Osbourne and cringed at every piercing or tattoo I've ever had, but you never judged and never denied me the satisfaction of expressing myself. You always had my best interests at heart and loved me no matter who I was. Because you gave and did so much, your body, not your heart, I know, was getting tired. Everyone got the rug pulled out from under them with your death. It was unexpected, and it's really hard letting you go so soon, but I'm relieved you are no longer suffering. I will miss you very much, and I hope heaven is everything you talked about. Till I get there with you, make sure everyone knows the story of Bear Rabbit and the Tar Baby. I love you, and thank you for my childhood.
Passing It On Outdoors is brought to you by J&S Scents. You can't beat the heat. Lucky Buck Minerals. Bigger bucks guaranteed. Hunter Safety Systems. Saving lives is what we do. Rev Arms. Precision every time. And Atlanta Kitchens. Serving the Grand Strand area for 25 years. Let us make your dream kitchen a reality.
I've always dreamed of owning my own business. But it takes a lot of work to make a dream come true. Luckily, my John Deere dealer made it easy. My 3E tractor handles every job I need it to, without breaking a sweat. And the money I saved lets me know I'm doing something right.
The 3E. Own yours today for just $135 a month.
Hurry into James River Equipment, home of a 10-year tractor warranty. Visit jamesriverequipment.com.
Getting the most out of your ATV, whether for work or play, is satisfying and fun. To do that, you need the right tool. Visualize a winch, only dynamic. Tiger Tail Tow System is a self-retracting spool of durable line that maintains constant tension and self-stores. It's easy to install and use, no wiring, and it's fast. Have fun getting more done with Tiger Tail Tow System. Get hooked at tigertail.us.
This segment is brought to you by BattleBox. Survival and tactical gear delivered monthly.
So it's 2 years later, and I really don't know where to start with this hunt. First off, this is going to be an extremely emotional hunt for me due to my mom passing on the last trip. Just getting there is an adventure. I mean, you've got the plane ride. Once you get in Canada, you've got a 4-hour ride to Binky and Carol's. But our license is filled out, guns are sighted in, breakfast has been served, and our first morning is about to begin.
First morning here in Canada. We couldn't decide where we wanted to hunt. We actually looked at a lot of different places yesterday, and every place had a lot of sign. One thing we liked about this place is we came down through here at 11:30 yesterday, and it was a big 8 or 10 pointer, probably one So we're in for a long sit. It may be short, it may be all week. But I think this spot here is worth putting our time in. There's a big ravine to our right, about 60 yards, that runs a couple miles and wraps around this big field, and the deer just pop out of it. And we're hopefully sitting in honey hole. Got to look at this bait site. Thought we all might better just find out how far that is. It ain't but 80 yards. Got about 100. Let's see, what's that? 138 to the wood line. Ought to be able to make that. We just gotta see a buck. Boss says we usually set the food aside, eat it a little later, because right after he baits, you expect the deer to come in. We're gonna eat today. Roast beef with mustard.
This week on What's Cooking with Carolina Cooker. For recipes, visit www.agrisupply.com/cooking.
Hi, I'm Chef Ryan Andre of City Pork in Baton Rouge. I'm here today with Southern Cast Iron Magazine to show you how to cook my famous frog leg courtbouillon in a Carolina Cooker Dutch oven. So I have a caramel roux going right here. We're gonna take this nice Holy Trinity. I'm gonna put that into the pot. I'm gonna take some minced garlic, tomato paste, fresh heirloom tomatoes, shrimp stock, deboned frog legs. We're gonna add our 2 bay leaves, some fresh picked thyme, lemon juice. We have a seasoned mixture of black pepper, salt, sugar, and Creole seasoning, fresh lemon zest in there, a little dash of Lee and Perrins, Worcestershire sauce, a little crystal hot sauce, bitters. All right, it looks like we're about done. Gonna finish it off with some nice white rice. And I can't eat anything with red sauce like this without potato salad. And you cannot have frog leg courtbouillon without a homemade cornbread cooked on our 13-inch Carolina Cooker skillet. Perfect. And for more cast iron recipes, pick up our latest issue of Southern Cast Iron Magazine. And until next time, I'm Chef Ryan Andre. Come get you some.
This segment is brought to you by Rev Arms. Precision every time.
So our first morning was a little slow. We had seen one little small buck and a couple yearlings, and Binky brings our lunch back in and rebaits the site and leaves. And about hours went by, and we're thinking, man, there ain't no deer showed up. And eventually the yearlings came back out, and this one little yearling doe standing in the bait pile, man, she whips her head up and turns around and starts stomping, and Paul's like, dude, there's something coming. I'm just warning, this could be the buck we're looking for. Sorry, you're gonna have to come back next week and watch the show. We're gonna start off exactly where we left off and see if I can make this shot, and hey, there might be another hunter that gets lucky as well.